It sounds simple, but if you're working with cameras, you need light. It's an ongoing battle finding lighting solutions. Personally, I do a lot of mouse reviews, so I need light for my mouse cam. I have to use the Razer Kaio because it has a light on it, which on its own isn't quite strong enough. So I have this massive light over here, but I can't get it too close and I have to reflect it off the ceiling, so it actually looks okay and doesn't get too distracting. I still needed a better solution for this setup, so I reached out to Corsair and Elgato and asked if I could do a video on the key lights. They said yes, so this video isn't sponsored, but I did get them in exchange for a video. Okay, just quickly, here's what's in the box. Assembly is pretty easy, just put the pole in the base, then put the bowl in this part that goes on the light, adjust the stand to where you want, and you can see the height adjustment on the side here, and I found it's better to have the power switch on top, so you can rotate them so the cable is on the bottom too. These are the key light air, so you only need a power cable, because you connect them wirelessly. Just install the software so you can adjust the white balance, meaning cold to warm, and the brightness so it lights you but doesn't blind you. And I even have both connected, so the range seems good too. The other one I'm controlling is about 7 meters away, so you could put these around the room. You can also link them up. That other setup is where I filmed the mouse reviews. So here's a shot with just the lights I was using before, and now with the key light on. Before this key light, I would just set up another video light on a tripod, but it didn't quite look as good, and of course had to worry about charging the batteries all the time. And they're cheap, so they're breaking too. So the key light is a much better solution. If your computer doesn't support wireless, you can actually use your phone. They have an app with the same options. Now, if you want to use these with the face cam, I'll just turn this to the middle setting, because that's where we get a bit more light. And watch as I set the brightness. Even at 10%, you can now see me. This is a dark room too. 20%, easily see me. So you can see from the wall, it is daylight at the moment. However, it's dusk, it's evening, so there's not that much light outside, and it's cloudy. So even at 20% and 30%, we're getting heaps of light. And I don't have any other lights on in this other than the monitors. So these things can get really bright. I'm going to turn this up to 50 now. And at this point, I'm starting to get a bit uncomfortable with my vision. So when I'm looking at the screen, it's not feeling good, just having a light there. And if I look at it, it really doesn't feel good. Let's set it to 100 just so you can see. Plenty of light, you should be okay with these. I don't think you need anything else. You may not even need two. You probably only need one. And now I should mention that this is a Logitech Brio. Not all webcams are made equal. This one's actually quite good. And the settings you want to look at are exposure. Usually just click that on for a second, then off. And you notice if I do this, the frame rate gets really bad. So this is shutter speed, like on a camera. And now if we go -7, notice I lose a lot of light. So the frame rate seems maybe slightly better. The -6 is fine. I think I'm getting almost a full 60 frames. There's no way I can really check at this point. And then the other setting is gain. So without gain on, you lose a lot of light, but too much, and you get all this grain in the footage. So let's turn that back down. You want to keep that as low as possible. That's ISO for the camera junkies out there. I don't even need to explain it to them, do I? Nope. And I cannot control the aperture. So there are two settings. Shutter speed, ISO, and then the third would be the actual light. So with those three, you should be able to get a pretty good balance. And I think I'm a bit too low there. That's a bit better. And just going back into lighting, I can turn that up a little bit more. And so I can get away with this. There's plenty of light. The camera's doing just fine. And if we turn to warm, that's what it looks like. Again, cold. Looks kind of more realistic in a way. But I think this looks more natural. Probably about there. But that's up to you. And depends on your setup, the colors in your room, the walls and all that. So just play with settings until you're happy with it. The takeaway lesson from this is these lights allow you to pretty much work in the darkest of rooms because they are very strong. The only issue is that if you go too bright, you'll need to wear sunglasses. But hey, maybe that's your thing and you'll get known for that. Nah, that's stupid. What kind of streamer would actually wear sunglasses? So I think these are suited to more professional work. It's not meant to RGB your setup or anything. It's just streaming, reviews, and maybe video calls. I know most people who are subscribed to me are not too interested in lighting, but for content creators, they're exactly what we need. So no bias, but big thanks to Corsair and Elgato for sending these out for testing and review. Usual links in the description if you want to help support what I do. Subscribe, like and share this video, and I'll catch you in the next.